What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Hypocritical AF podcast. I apologize for the voice, if it's hella like monotone, or if it's hella like low, or if I don't seem as enthusiastic. And it's because I'm recording this one hella late, later than normal, later than I was supposed to, and later than what was initially intended, and later than what I would like. Nonetheless, I'm still doing this one. Nothing new. I've done late ones. I've done later than normal ones. I've done last minute ones. And that's why you'll see right here, if you're watching, I don't give a fuck how I look right now, okay? Because it's late. I don't care how I sound right now because it's late. All that's important and all that matters to me is getting this week's episode done, okay? So bear with me on that and try to keep up with everything, okay? So, for starters, let me just recap the weekend that I had, okay? So, my homie Mike, he came up here from LA with his family, and it was his birthday. It was birthday weekend, right? Birthday on Friday, birthday on Saturday, birthday on Sunday. You know, the normal type shit that people do. And he was actually returning the favor for me because I had went to LA and I had kicked it with him, and I spent my weekend over there with him and his fam, and it took some convincing. Not much. We were just taking shots, virtual shots, I would say, over FaceTime on his actual birth night, or no, the night before his birthday. Well, the night turning into his birthday. And it took some convincing, but I was just like, yo, come up here to SAC. You know what I mean? And to my credit, it wasn't anything random. It wasn't anything that wasn't already thought about or talked about, because we had talked about that when I was over there. But it just was just like, yo, you should just do it. You should just make the trip up here and get away for a weekend. You know what I mean? I know it sounds kind of crazy at first. You're thinking like, oh, yo, why are you going to leave LA to come up here to SAC? Well, that's because he's not from here. So leaving that area of Los Angeles is something new, especially when you're coming up to like NorCal and everything, you know? So that's really the reason why I was just like, he should come up here. And it was crazy and it was funny too because, well, both in the same, crazy and funny, because this one was a different time, a different from just coming up here to kick it. Like, he's came up here to kick it before, you know what I'm saying? This is before we had kids and everything. So every time he would come up here, it was for work, and then we would just go find a place to kick it, go take him to go eat somewhere, or go to this bar or this, you know what I'm saying, this place to go drink, or wherever, you know, whatever we had planned for that area. And so that was like one of the last times he came, was just doing something like that. But this time it was different because he had came up as a family to come visit my family, you know. So the times were definitely different, and in a cool way though, not different in a bad way. Not to say that there was, you know what I'm saying, like it's a bad thing to be coming up with your family or anything like that. I'm just saying it's now that we're older, it was cool. It was crazy and funny in the two. Now let me explain. Crazy because I think we both have kids and we're both parents and we're both fathers now. And he came up, like, I went to his house and spent time with him, with his family, and he came up here and spent time with my family. That's what was crazy about it. And funny, excuse me, and funny too, thinking about like, okay, us two, we're both parents now. And so our kids are only like a month apart, which is even crazier. But both of us, we found ourselves constantly throughout the weekend looking at our kids and just kind of staring at them like, yo, those are our kids, yo. You know what I mean? And we found ourselves like looking and being like, look at our kids together sitting there, you know? Because later we're going to look back in these times, you know, when they get older, 10, 20 years, whatever. We're going to remember those times as them kids together sitting in the high chairs at the end of the table, or running, well, not necessarily running around the living room, but like playing and talking to each other and like stealing toys from each other and everything, watching the same fucking cartoons 50 million times, playing with the same bubbles and the same toys, you know? So it's funny in that way too, to just see that. And we both, like I said, we both caught ourselves doing that. So it was cool to see that, and it was cool to wrap up all that and spend his birthday up here. And just for his fam, you know, like I said, to get away and kind of see, you know, what it's like up here in SAC. Not to say that he hasn't already, but like, it's different when you have fam, you know? And it was cool. We had a good time, good weekend. We wrapped that one up. He took off back on a Sunday. A lot of drinking, which is, of course, acceptable and understandably so. It is something that you would expect coming from just two people, well, two homies are, spending time and just getting together and hanging out, knowing that they don't get to kick it all the time. Because prior to me going to LA to go visit him, I think it had been like 2 years or something like that, probably more. Yeah, most likely more than 2 years. Actually, I know for a fact it was longer than 2 years because I was living at a different house. So it was over 3 years ago, the last time we hung out, So hella cool to link up. And Mike, definitely appreciate you coming out. Shouts out to Slim. Slim Works. If you guys see him on Instagram, I've tagged him a couple times. But yeah, appreciate y'all for coming up. But anyway, that was wrapping up, and that was cool over the weekend. That's why I didn't. I realized too, when you're kicking it like that, and when you're just like constantly busy, like with whether it be friends or family or anything like that, you don't like really be on your phone like that. You don't be posting as much. You don't be like taking those stories and recording videos. And I was, at times and everything, but I didn't. I found myself not really checking my phone like that. I wasn't on social media like that, and I was, like I said, doing some videos here and there, but like those are the good times that you have. You know what I mean? When you're not really like like not distracted, but like you're not really paying attention to your phone like that, and you're not really like checking for all these updates and seeing what's up with this. Or, I mean, we had plans to like we're gonna watch this game, and then we were gonna watch this fight, and then we were gonna go to this place, and then we were gonna go to this place to go eat, and then sightsee, and then take these kids over here to go do this, and then take these kids the next day to go grab brunch and do everything. But you get caught up in just kicking it all the time that you forget to even catch up and do those type of things or get off your phone like that. So I guess it's like a balance with everything, but it was cool. Like I said, it was cool. And I still want to go make another trip down there to LA either way. So maybe this time I'll take my family down there and we can kick it all together and go to the beach, because I've been telling the fam that we're going to go to the beach because Lil Man hasn't gone to the beach yet. You know what I mean? He hasn't been to the sand. He hasn't been to the ocean. He's been to the pool. He's been in the sprinklers. He's been in the bathtub. I've accidentally spilled beer on him one time. Another story. We'll brush past that. But he's never experienced the actual ocean and everything like that. So that's definitely something on the bucket list that we got to get him to go do. And actually, I think I have time this weekend. So we'll see what's up with this weekend. And it's payday weekend. Like, come on, yo. Payday, beach. What's good? Anyway, so let's get into some shit to talk about, okay? First of all, I want to talk about this new trend that people are doing that doesn't really make sense to me. Actually, it doesn't make sense at all, okay? This stupid crate challenge. What is it? It's a pyramid. I guess what people are doing, they're starting off with like 1 crate, 2 crate, 3 crate, 4 crate, et cetera, et cetera. Shit looks like a damn pyramid. I don't know how the hell people are getting these crates. Normally it's like milk crates, what they call them, or hood basketball hoops. But yeah, I don't know how the hell people are getting all these. The last time I saw some crates like that, I think I was in middle school, and in Greenfield at Vista Verde, they used to have in the after school program, they would bring these crates, and it'll be like little snacks, little treats. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like the apple juice, orange juice, little brownies, little crackers, whatever it was, and they put it in a crate and they would bring it to the after school program. That was the last time I saw some crates like that. I don't really be seeing crates, at least to that extent. I've seen like newer ones that, shipment people put on, but they have wheels and they have to push those. So I don't see the crates that you be seeing on all of those. So 1, I don't know where you're getting those. 2, I don't know why you're stacking them up and climbing them shits. And 3, it's hilarious. I got to be honest. That shit is hilarious. To see the amount of people attempt and fail at climbing that. I got to be honest too. Not at one point, not once do I think like, yo, I could do that shit. Because I'm like, no, I can't. And I don't want to. Because I don't want to end up on a fucking meme. And also, I don't want to break my back. Yo, the amount of accidents that I've seen people get into because of that. I saw people legitimately fall on their backs, roll or turn, and like mess themselves up. I saw a dude land on his ribs, and then like he lifted up his shirt and he had like a fucking welt. Yo, like I'm talking about like a huge welt. You know what I'm saying? I saw this one dude fall on his ankle and broke his fucking ankle. I saw this one girl, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because my brain with the way it works and everything, but she was like going to the top and then right to the middle one, where it's like the steepest. She was going to make the first step to make it down, to start walking down, and she just, I'm talking about flipped, like flipped, head hit the goddamn the crate, legs back. I'm talking about the whole flip. And then my ass kept like, it was on an Instagram story, right? So my ass kept like pausing it and touching it and touching it, and it was going like frame by frame by frame. And I was like, oh my God, this is a meme. It reminded me of those, like getting, like when you used to make cartoons on a stack of cards or a stack of like papers, and you would just like flip it and it would just make like little animation shit. That's what it reminded me of. Okay. That shit, it, I felt bad for about 2 seconds and then just laughed the entire way because you brought that on yourself. What were you doing climbing up the crates, and what were you doing trying to climb it down, knowing damn well you have no business doing that shit? I, for one, again, you're not gonna see me doing that. Not for free, at least. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I'm gonna sell out, but you know what I mean? If you want to put some money on it, you know what I mean? I bet you I could do, bet you I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing with these is that there's always gonna be a person that's gonna one up it. So it's like it's never really gonna end, and it's never really gonna be a thing because there's always gonna be someone who's gonna take it to the extreme. Like first, it's gonna start off with walking, right? Walking, and then mark my words, and then it's gonna be some motherfucker going on the handstands, and they're gonna climb up and then climb down handstands, and then there's gonna be someone who's gonna be doing it standing, but then with their kid on their shoulders or piggyback. You know what I'm saying? Or someone holding a dog going up and down. I saw one with the dude like lifting weights while doing it. I think it was Vic Mensa. I saw Vic Mensa like do it and then take like a chug of some tequila at the top and then go down. They're already starting to do the most with that type of shit. It's not something I'm gonna do. However, now that I think about it, what would be a good idea? I think me doing it, going up with 240-ounce of Mickeys on the sides, and then taking a chug from each one as I go up each step. And then when I get to the top, you have to like somehow pound them and have them both finished, or at least one finished by the time you go down. That shit sounds scary as fuck, impossible, and kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I won't be doing that. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't get the whole crate thing, and I think people are crazy. And if y'all are doing it, I hope you have life insurance, and I hope you have health care because you're gonna hurt yourselves and you're gonna end up a mean. Okay, so don't do it. Okay, next, fights. Look, okay. Okay, for the listeners or viewers, y'all might not be the biggest fight fans. More than likely you're not, right? But if you are, there's some interesting stuff coming up this weekend, all right? You have fuck, it feels weird to say big one, but it is a thing. There is a fight this Sunday, and they followed suit with Sundays because now they're starting to look at it like Sundays is when the people are going to be home, right? And it's this boxing fight between Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul, all right? No, I'm not a fucking news reporter. No, I'm not a reaction person. And no, I'm not one of those blogger people that talk about any upcoming stuff like that. But I enjoy a good conversation, and I do have a podcast with a mic. So, and I do watch like fights all the freaking time, every time they're on. So this is just my opinion, okay? I'm going to watch it, all right? I'm going to watch it, whether that be a form of a payment or a link that may or may not be sent to me. But whichever ones comes first, I'm with that. I'm fine. Take my money, bro. I don't care. Because I'm very intrigued with this matchup, and I'm very intrigued with what the result is going to be. Because you have two unknowns, right? You got like this dude in Jake Paul's been like training for like 4 years now. 3, 4. Well, I'm going to say 4 now. You got Tyron Woodley, MMA champion, former MMA champion, legend, Hall of Famer for sure. Like 40 now, but you know what I'm saying? Still can do the thing. And it's not even so much of like, if you eliminate, so think about this again. If you're not a fight fan, if you don't watch fights, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, if you eliminate all those stats, and if you eliminate their backgrounds, and if you eliminate what this guy does and what this guy may or may not do, at the end of the day, it's entertainment, right? Are you not gonna want to watch some crazy shit like that happen? And it's also an excuse for you to get like together with someone, not someone necessarily, but like it gives you an excuse to like get a group together and do something on a Sunday, because Saturdays you're either gonna be going out, you're either gonna be staying in, you're either gonna be barbecuing, or not really doing much, right? So Sundays, you're not, for the most part, Sundays are like recovery days or laundry days or barbecue days or something like, but you're gonna be home for the most part. So why not like do something? All y'all get together and watch it, because it's gonna be all over social media, right? You already know it's gonna be all over social media. So I guess the caveat to that, or the argument to that, is gonna be like, well, then why are we gonna watch it? Because you can essentially stay up to date, literally round per round, minute by minute on social media. And to that, I would say that's with anything. That's with any fights. Any boxing, they have those. There's people that give you, what I'm saying, like live updates and minute to minute updates with everything. So it's not making anything different, but it is something to watch, and it is a form of entertainment, and it gives us as podcasters, which feels weird saying that, by the way, but it gives us something to talk about. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in. I'm definitely going to be enjoying it. And I think I might be barbecuing too. Barbecuing. Well, depending on where I'm going to be at. I don't know where I'm going to be at yet, or where I'm going to be watching it at, but definitely will be tuning in for that. Okay. So I just wanted to talk about that for this upcoming weekend, because time is flying, yo. Okay. Next thing. This one threw me off, and it was surprisingly random, and it was both surprising and random. And it's, if you're a music head, if you're a real hip hop head, and if you're a fan of just good music, lyrics, bars, and just like top tier, you know what I'm saying, top tier hip hop heads, the boy, which we've talked about on this podcast before, but Kendrick Lamar, he had put out this post basically saying, or announcing, that his upcoming fifth studio album is going to be the last one under TDE, also known as Top Dog Entertainment. And yo, it's been a long time coming. We've talked about it like hella times on the podcast. I know I've talked about it off air or with other people, and I'm not gonna lie, yo, that the exposure or the surprise factor or the relevancy was definitely, dwindling. The light was getting dim, so to speak, on his part, as far as Kendrick Lamar goes, because everybody else around him were dropping these projects. Me being a big J. Cole fan, he had dropped two of them within the last, because Kendrick's last album was Damn, and that was April of 2017. So it was like damn near 5 years ago, almost. And in that time frame, J. Cole already put out KO. At that time, he had put out KOD. And you put out this most recent project, which is slipping my mind right now. I can't remember what the fuck is it called. What's it called? His most recent album. You know what I'm saying? Or the fall? No, damn. The off season. The off season. So he put out two projects like that. And then you got Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like Drake's he put out that freaking 20 goddamn track album, which is also slipping my mind right now. I can't think. And then he's already coming out with CLB, Certified Lover Boy. And the reason why I'm putting those two, when I'm talking about those two, and categorizing them together, is because they are in the same top tier. They're in the same group. Really, realistically, it's like it's those three. It's those three. That's the trio. That's like the triple head. That's a triple headed monster. You have Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake. And it's not a specific order. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody could put which ones they're going to put for number one, number two, number three. Me personally, I don't necessarily have a specific order for them. I just know that those three are definitely top tier. And the two that I was talking about was Drake put out Scorpion and Dark Lane demo tapes, and is about to come out with, like I said, with Certified Lover Boy. So technically, he's gonna be coming out with three before Kendrick, and it's just like, yo, if these are your adversaries, not necessarily adversaries, because you know they're cool in real life, but like this is your competition, dog. And you know, there's especially with all this new music coming out. Like you think about it, 2017. You know, think about the amount of artists and songs and just musically the new stream, the new wave of people that came in since then. You know, so I feel like everybody has, myself included, everybody has Kendrick on this pedestal like that. He's up here, you know, and it was, you know what I mean? It was starting to get like, yo, who's, is it, you know, is it dwindling, like I said? Is that fire dimming out? And then, you know, he was just like, it wasn't like he was like doing pop ups or like, you know, um, performing here and there. I think he might have did like a few features, but like you was, you know, you was really wondering like, yo, what is this guy up to? Like, what is he gonna be doing? You know, so when he put out that little statement, you know, and it's saying that it's gonna be coming out, no specific date on it. I know the fan in me was excited. The fan in me was excited, and it made me want to look into it even more. And another thing too is just like, yo, I mean, I know he's doing like all these antics and jumping all over the place as far as music goes, but yo, don't sleep on Kanye, yo. That Donda album. I mean, I didn't go. I'm not in Atlanta or wherever else, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium that he was doing it. I'm not there. And the other two places. Oh, he has an upcoming one actually. I think it's on. It's gonna be on the 26th, I think 28th, something like that. But he's gonna do the last little listening party, and it's gonna be in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like before it actually drops. Like yo, don't sleep on that for sure. Like I know his last. I'm not a fan like of all that gospel stuff. I know it wasn't the best, but I mean, I wouldn't judge his upcoming music off of that. I know they say like with anything you're only as good as your last project, or if you're a fighter, you're only as good as your last fight, or you know if you're an athlete playing sports, they say you're only as good as your last game or stuff like that, because that's what they, you know, that's the metric or that's the gauge they use to test a bunch of shit. But like yo, don't sleep on Donda. Oh, and side note on that too, unpopular opinion, but do you remember what year was this? Let me look this up real quick. Kanye West's album, the one that he did in what is it in the album that he did in the mountains somewhere, Minnesota, or where the hell was it at? Was it Minnesota? It was 2018, but it was the album Yee. There you go. Yeah, it was his eighth studio album, which was released on June 1st, 2018. That album, a lot of people didn't like it. Yo, I'm telling you, I liked that album. I thought that shit was, oh man, like it's one of those ones where was it like 7 tracks, but like I can play maybe because it's so short, but like I can legit press play and finish the whole way through and not have to skip anything. Like I thoroughly and genuinely enjoy every single track off that album, you know? Like I said, a lot of people don't or didn't, unpopular opinion, but I really like that album, and I think this Donda one upcoming album that he's gonna be doing, I think that shit is about to go crazy, yo. But again, that's just me. I'm just a fan of music. You know what I'm saying? Like here in the studio, I mean, there's too much, literally too much to. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on about music and the different genres that I listen to, or what motivates me, or how the genres can switch like literally from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep, or can be affected and altered by different moods and shit like that. But I mean, I got Bob Marley, I got The Weeknd, I got Nipsey Hussle, I got J. Cole, I got Kendrick. There's so much stuff that, yeah, too much stuff to get into actually music wise. But I'm just like excited for finally some new music, some new music from Kendrick Lamar. So be on the lookout for that if y'all ain't already linked up with that one, or if you don't really know about it, or if you've been under a fucking rock, because like I said, it's been talked about pretty much from all the blog sites and all the different podcasts. And I get a lot of my shit from the Breakfast Club, so they for surely was talking about that. Sheesh. Anyway, I okay. So I got asked, uh, fuck, who was it? Someone asked me, I forget who, but they were telling me on the next episode or on the next solo one, talk about a specific subject, and I was like, yeah, for sure, for sure. What do you want to listen to, or what do you want to know? And they asked the specific request for a solo one. They asked me to tell a wild story or something that I did that was wild, and I was just like, these solo ones I always do short, so I don't have enough. There's not enough time to talk about the amount of wild stories that I have or wild things that I've done. Literally, I know it sounds like it's an over exaggeration or I'm trying to fucking flex or show off, but nah, bro. Like I literally have a bunch of wild stories and a bunch of wild shit that I've done. Some I'm just like, yo, you crazy, and some that I'm like, never speak about that again. And so I don't know which direction I would go for it, but if I would have to say something wild, I would say the first one of the first ones that come to mind. Okay, so this was on a cruise, a Carnival cruise specifically, Carnival cruise. Okay, now I don't know if you guys have ever been on a Carnival cruise, but this was my first time being on a Carnival cruise, and it was like a 7 day cruise going to Mexico, and it was we stopped in Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta, and we docked at a Long Beach. Okay, so 7 day cruise. First of all, I'm already knowing like, yo, I'm not gonna like this. I don't do cruises. 7 days is too long for me, especially at that time. This is before I bought a house, and I was like, yo, I can't be away from work that long. I'm trying to save up. I'm trying to do this. How am I supposed to pay for all this? Also, they're not exactly cheap. So I got to fund this and lose it on money. And the drinks that you got to do everything. And they're like, you should buy the unlimited drinking card. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not planning on drinking on that much. Blah, 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 Definitely a learning experience. But so anyway, we're on this Carnival cruise. And one thing that's included with this Carnival cruise is all you can eat. They have buffets, restaurants, dinners, all this stuff, right? And there's one specific thing that I like, and that is the fact that they had 24/7 pizza. So they had one specific place where they'll make pizza whenever you want, on demand. Doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m., midnight, no matter what time it is, you can get pizza, right? So for me, as a pizza fan, as a pizza lover, as a pizza connoisseur, I hope I said that right. But I almost said pizza dinosaur. That makes no sense. But as a pizza lover, that's like the ultimate heaven for you. That's like the yes. You feel me? Like pizza on deck 24/7, on call, on demand. What? Okay. My stomach is just like chill, but my mind is like, yes. Anyway, so there's a they had the pizza spot that was open 24/7. Okay. I remember there was a there's a club. There was a club on the cruise, and you can go like literally go to the club, and it damn near goes on every like till wherever. And there was one time I can't remember the specific night, but I remember I was hella twisted. You know what I mean? Like hella faded, and I remember going from leaving the club, going up to like the top deck, and then like everybody, not just me. I remember all of us were just like, yo, you know what sounds good right now? Pizza. Pizza sounds good right now. And then I was just like, yes, I definitely got to go get pizza. And the line was huge. The line was huge. Okay. And I remember like, all right, I'm not about to wait for this line. I'll cut to the front. I don't care. Like, or I could just, be patient and just wait, right? No. So I remember there was a pizza on the ground. Now this was like I want to say not just like a pizza that someone obviously dropped or got lost. This was a pizza that was like like someone took a bite, okay? They took one bite. There was like a little piece of the pizza missing, and that shit was on the floor. You could tell it was by accident because the plate was still there and everything. And now, mind you, again, this is a boat. This is a fucking Carnival cruise, So has I mean, the amount of people that walk through this, barefoot, sandals, shoes, high heels. Between the people that are going there, between the people that are staying, between the workers, between the cleaners, like anybody who's employed, right? Because they go through thousands of people, for sure, thousands of people each time, because every time you're docking, you're either letting people off or letting people in. So needless to say, it's not the most sanitary places to eat off of, right? It's a pizza that's on the floor. Well, my dumbass, again, I want to emphasize, my dumbass was like, yo, that pizza is still good. And I'm a wild boy. And so what I do, I got that pizza and I ate it. Oh, yeah. See, like sober me, it's just like, nah, bro. Like, why would you do that? You ate pizza off the ground. But in that moment, you gotta understand, okay? Don't judge me, or judge me, or judge me. You have all the right to judge me. But I fucking, I was messed up, and I was craving pizza, and the pizza was there, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat it. And I gotta be honest, it was really good. Now, do I regret it in hindsight? For sure, yeah, for sure I regret it. But in that moment, I'm like, it was really good. And that's why I'm a wild boy. Okay? Anyway, that's my wild boy story. Or one thing that I did was wild. And I'm sure, like I said, there's plenty more. But yeah, we're gonna leave it off like it, like that. Okay. Yo, it's late, bro. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I was tired. I just was like, I'm tired. Okay. Yeah. All right. But I want to wrap this one up. Keep it quick, keep it simple, because this next two upcoming episodes that I got going on are going to be great ones. And speaking about episodes, if you haven't checked out the previous ones, please do. Those are fire. I think one of the ones that you guys are sleeping on was the most recent one, episode 40. And I thought about it too. I was like, damn, I should have drank a 40 on episode 40. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's with BB, Beatriz, or like I said, Beatrice. And you guys should check that one out if you haven't already. But anyway, that's wrapping up this one, wrapping up the month of August. And we're getting into the month of September. Bunch of stuff planned, as always, like I say, with everything. And it's crazy to think that we're almost getting to the year mark of the episode. I mean, of the podcast. Time is flying. Time is flying, and I think we're gonna look back on all this once the year is actually complete. We're gonna look back and be like, "Yo, that year flew. That year flew by." And I hope it helps people out and encourages people to try something and tackle on something or do something that they were afraid to do, or do something that they were held bent or being held back on, and kind of motivate some people. Hopefully, like I said, because once the year mark is done, we're gonna look back and be like, "Yo, that really was a year," and look at how much we've accomplished during this year. As far as the podcast goes. So hopefully, someone can get a message from it, and someone could have some type of takeaway from everything. You know what I mean? That's just how the year is flying by. But I'm excited for these next couple of weeks that we have planned, and not just podcast wise, life wise, growth wise, and everything else is going on. Again, this is a late one. It is late. It is cold. I am tired. I'm eating fucking leftover schmuckers, and I don't even eat bread like that, but I'm eating it. Okay. But yeah, y'all stay safe. Help spread the word of the podcast. Like, share, comment, subscribe on everything you can do. Tell someone about it. Recommend it to someone. And let me know what y'all think. Comment down below. Let's communicate. Let's talk. Oh, and feedback. Yo, give some feedback, especially like for the ones with the podcast episode with the guests. Give them some feedback. Don't be afraid to DM some of the people that we've had on before, and let them know what you thought of the episode. Let them know what you think. And yeah, feedback is a good thing. So yeah, yeah, y'all stay safe and bend the grass. Peace.